The case is against 4 teenagers accused of a kidnapping plot that ended in murder. Well, they're moving forward in Warren County.
The only adult facing charges appeared in Lebanon Municipal Court today. 9 on your side's Josh Bazan has been following this investigation from the very start. He joins us live outside the courthouse with what we learned from today's hearing. Josh?
Craig and Kristen, the attorney for 18-year-old Dakota Cox says the teen wasn't even at the house when the shooting took place. We also now have the criminal complaint filed against Cox, which is revealing new information about that night in Turtle Creek Township.
It's a dynamic and fluid process, so we're going to take it one step at a time. His family fully supports him going forward.
Defense attorney Christian Cavalier says it is still very early in the case against his client Dakota Cox, but he says he's preparing to go to trial. Cox and 3 underage teens are all charged with murder and aggravated robbery after Warren County Sheriff's deputies say they plotted to kidnap and rob an unnamed individual. According to investigators, they lured that individual to a home on Oregonia Road in Turtle Creek Township. The encounter ended with the shooting death of Mason Trudics, who deputies say was in on the plot.
He's obviously suffering the death of an individual that was known to everybody in this group, and he's also away from his family, so he's processing that.
The criminal complaint filed against Cox includes the initial report deputies filed that morning. It reveals one of the underage suspects was shot through the chest. There are no hearings scheduled in juvenile court for that 16-year-old boy yet. That suspect told deputies he was kidnapped and knocked unconscious, but the report says the boy was unable to show any type of head injury.
Mr. Cox, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set your bond in the amount of $1 million.
If Cox meets that bond, the judge has ordered him to house arrest and to pay for GPS monitoring. His attorney claiming in court today that Cox was not at the home the night of the shooting.
The initial information that we've received thus far from law enforcement agencies is that there were some individuals that were present where the shooting occurred, and there were individuals or an individual that may have not been present. And so
prosecutors are trying to move the cases against those 3 underage suspects from juvenile court to adult court. Hearings to decide that for 2 of those suspects are scheduled for mid-January. Cox is due back in court here on December 26th. Reporting live in Lebanon, Josh Bazan, 9 on your side.